everybody, it's Claudine again. So today I'm going to be cooking chitlins. It's not the way that you normally cook chitlins, but this is a different twist on it. So what I have is a big pot and 2 buckets of chitlins. You can get any type that you want to get. A pack of hog maws and lemon juice and any type of non-stick cooking spray, some vinegar, half cut ginger, and onions. So what I'm going to do now is take my chitlins to the sink and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do next. So hang in there. Okay, I'm back. My lighting seems to be a little bit off, but I'm getting ready to show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill up the sink with water. I've already cleaned the sink, so I'm going to fill up the sink with water. And then I'm going to put the chitlins in the sink, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do from there. It was a bit of a time lapse there, so I'm going to go over to the sink and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. In the sink right now, you will see the chitlins and the hog maws. These are the hog maws that was in the packet earlier, and these are the chitlins. Before, you would sit in the kitchen for hours at the sink and peel this part off right here. But actually, I'm not going to do none of that. I just put it in the water, separated it because it was still a little bit frozen after sitting in a cooler for 2 days defrosting. So right now I'm just moving it around, making sure I don't have any frozen parts together. And I'm not going to clean this at all. Not at all. And I know it's kind of unbelievable, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to put it in this pot right here. I'm going to transfer it to this pot. And once I transfer it to the pot, I'm going to fill the pot up with water. And then I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Here right now, I'm just going back to show you what it looks like in the sink. I don't think I got a good picture of it before. But again, these are the hog maws. You see all that fat in there? Normally, years ago, we would just pull this out and spend hours over the sink, and the actual chitlin itself, we would go inside and pull out half the lining. But just bear with me, I'll be back and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So what I'm doing now is I sprayed the bottom of the pan, of the pot, and around the sides with a little bit of the non-stick cooking oil. And I know you're probably saying, oh, that sounds weird because it's going to be a lot of fat, but to me, if not, it's going to stick and burn to the bottom of your pot. So I'm taking the chitlins out of the water, and I'm letting the water just drain off a little bit, and then I'm putting them directly in the pot that I'm going to be cooking them in. So out of the sink, all of it. I'm not cutting anything. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just taking it out of the sink and putting it in the pot that I'm gonna cook it in. After I take everything out of the sink and put it in the pot that I'm gonna cook it in, then I'm gonna fill the pot up a little bit with water and then bring it over to the stove, and then I'll catch up with you guys and show you my next step. So I got the chitlins on the stove in the pot, and what I'm gonna do is add 1/2 cup of the vinegar, and that's basically for the, to keep down the smell. I normally would do this outside, but it's kind of late in the evening and it's dark and I don't want to be outside right now. And I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of lemon juice, and you're gonna pour that over it also. And then I'm gonna add probably chopped up onions, probably about I'll just add the whole thing, but I normally use like sweet onion. And I'll put the onion in there, and I'm gonna fill it up with water till about right here. I'm gonna get my water, and then I'm gonna show you exactly what it's gonna look like afterwards. Alrighty, so I'm back and I'm gonna show you what it will look like in the pot. It's kind of hard doing this by myself because my help is asleep, so she knocked out on me. So this is what it's gonna look like in the pot, and I don't put a top on it yet. I really probably don't put a top on it at all until it starts cooking down. But on the stove, I'll probably turn it up to about 3 because it changes temperature really quick, and the stove gets hot. See, like now, you know, I already have it on. I just turned it on 3, and then it'll give you a little fire ring. So I don't want it to burn to the bottom, so I'll probably put it on like a 2. And then I'll let it go back and forth and cook. It'll probably cook for a couple of hours because I'm gonna let it simmer. If it was outside, I would probably just go ahead on and turn it up high, but well, not that high, medium high. And you're gonna need a long handled spoon. I wouldn't recommend wooden because, you know, remember it is chitlins and it'll probably go through your grain and you don't want that smell in your wood. So I use a long handled plastic spoon, and what I'm gonna do is just basically just move this around a little bit. And every now and then I'll probably come back in the kitchen and check on it to make sure it don't stick to the bottom of the pot. And then after probably about a couple of hours, remember the cooking chitlins ain't no fast process, so about a couple of hours, I'm gonna show you the halfway finished progress. Alrighty, I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. You're not gonna believe it, really, you're not gonna believe it. So this is the finished product, and you'll notice that it's really greasy on top. The camera lens woman could get in here and show you what it looks like. You can see that, what it looks like on top. It's like really greasy. So all this right here is oil or fat from the chitlins, and I have not cleaned them at all, but I still have to clean them. All I did was just take them out, put them in the sink, rinse them down, take the ice off of them with the hog maws, put them in a pot of water, let them sit on the stove for a couple of hours on low because you don't want burnt chitlins. So you see if I'm turning them over, you don't see any burnt chitlins because people can taste the burnt in the chitlins. That is the hog maw. As you can see, nothing has been taken off of it. It has not been cleaned. See that right there? It has not been cleaned at all, and that is the next process. Alright, so I'm getting ready to start cleaning them. I started cleaning them already, but I took a break for a second. So what you do is you lift up your chitlins. Your water is still going to be hot. So you're going to transfer them into like a strainer, a small strainer. You don't want to put too much at one time because once this water increase right here that looks like water, it's the cold air. What it's going to turn into is this right here, and you don't want that on your chitlins. So strain it out a little bit, and what I do is I transfer it to a dish where I can start cleaning it. So I spread it out, let it cool down a little bit, and what I do is I go inside, and you see that right there? I pull this part out right here, the brownish part. I don't pull too much of the chitlin because it tears. So all I'm doing is just pulling out the brown part. What you see that I'm not doing is pulling away any lining. I'm not pulling away any lining, and I just put it over here in my little, bowl, my excess trash bowl. And then I just transfer it into a clean bowl. So this is what I've done so far within the last probably 15 minutes. So those are considered the clean chitlins, and these are pretty much the unclean chitlins yet. The unclean chitlins, and then this is considered the dirty bowl. So again, all I'm doing is just taking the chitlin in my hand and pulling out the brownish part. Now you process. Alrighty guys, so I'm back and this is the finished product of cleaning, and this is the grease pot. So you see it's full of oil, the majority of it's full of oil, although I did use a little water. And after 20 pounds of chitterlings, you can see that this is all I got from cleaning the chitlins. You're not gonna believe it, but this is probably 2 cups of chitlin fat, chitlin stuff that I actually got off the chitlins instead of pulling it all apart. When I come back, I'll have the cut up and finished product for you, and after that it's going on the stove. Well, this is the this is the finished product. This is the way that I do chitlins without standing over the kitchen's sink for an hour. So what I did, the final product is just cut them down, cut them in little small squares, add a little chicken broth instead of water to get that seasoning in there. Add your sliced onions. Like I said, I like to use the Vidalia sweet onions, salt and pepper, and that's the way I do chitlins in Jacksonville, Florida. Have a good one. Bye. Alrighty, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just chopping up the chitlins. Got a little piece of collard green in there. Didn't mean to do that, but I'm going in and I'm slicing the chitlins. I'm chopping them up, and that's what it pretty much is gonna look like. Might look like a mush, but it's all separated because right now it's pretty cold. So I'm gonna finish up with chopping some more chitlins, and then I'll take you to the pot and show you the finished product.